Okay, we are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my lovely and talented co-host, Andrea Kay, the always interesting Al Arias, and we have our next guest of the day, Miss Anna Marie Barnard from Sand and Sea Realty. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Sand and Sea. What do you do? Tell us a little bit about your background. I think that that would probably be a great place to start.
Starting back at 18.
At 18.
Yeah. And don't leave out any of the juicy details if we're going back that far.
Back when I got my license, and it was very unexpected. I was headed to college to become an architect, and was working part-time in a real estate and architecture firm. And the lady there who was the broker said, "You would be really good at this real estate stuff. You should get your license." And I said, "What? Really?" And she paid for it, and they helped me study, and I passed my exam as I was turning 18.
Wow.
And
gosh, that's young to take on the challenge of a real estate career.
And it was so easy. It just came natural and easy to me.
To an 18-year-old? I mean, that's
hard
insane.
to believe, but
somebody had some good vision there. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, she knew me, I guess, well enough, and she was a really good broker, and she helped me along. But
was that here in San Diego?
No, it was in Arizona. I started in Arizona, so I'm a past zoney.
Oh.
Now I'm really a Californian because I've been here since 1990.
Okay.
But I still go back there. My family's there. I do business back and forth sometimes and have done projects in Arizona. But I moved here in 90 and started just working for other brokers at that time. I had my own company in Arizona by 23.
Oh, wow.
I got my broker's license and started a company there, did development work for builders. I helped them buy property and figure out what they were going to build on the lot, and then actually did the subdivisions and sat the sites and trained the on-site people. And
at 23.
That was my business for 10 years there. And
that's crazy that somebody.
It was a good ride.
So I hate to say it, it almost sounds like me because I started doing everything at 22. So
from there, I moved here. I actually moved to Utah to get married to a Mormon, and that didn't happen. I was there 3 months and left and came to San Diego and started all over again.
Wow. That must have been... The markets are so different from Arizona to here, or are they not? Or is real estate real estate?
No, it's very different.
Okay.
It's different, but real estate is real estate. It's people. It's knowing your inventory and your market and doing your research and helping people make the right decision. And I've actually told people, don't buy that house, and they look at me like, really?
But who does that? Who turns down a sale?
Well,
yeah,
they trust you. They put the biggest investment of their lifetime in your hands. So if they're not working with you and trusting you, then they've picked the wrong person to work with.
Yeah,
exactly.
True. You you got to do the right things for clients.
And most of my clients are still my friends. I have a huge database of over 10,000 people.
10,000 friends. It
wow.
sounds like you should be Twitter. So.
Yeah. Also not my strong point.
So, well, we won't go there. So I'll save myself on that one. But anyway, so you now, tell us how you survived, because you pretty much built your own brokerage through the, or at least where you're at now, through the recession and through the crash of the real estate market. So tell us how you did that.
Don't think I wasn't affected by it. I actually started doing a lot of development work in 96, bought my first project, and started doing some spec homes on my own with partners, investment partners. A lot of investment money was added to my portfolio with clients that I had worked with that trusted me. So we bought property and we remodeled them, and I had a lot of say in the design, which was fun, and I actually got to do what I wanted to do in the beginning. And so now I'm involved hands-on with those kind of things. And
so you really like the creative side as well as the functional side of the business.
I love the creative side. I can walk into a house that's 1,200 square feet and see exactly what could be there and have good vision. So
and that's kind of part of how your career started, though, right? Working in a firm that was involved in design.
Exactly.
Awesome. So what's the future for you, and how does that tie into what's happening in the market today in San Diego?
Well, right now, San Diego is such a good market to invest in. I mean, the market has definitely come back. We all took the ride up and, made a fortune when the market was good, and then the market came down for about 5 to 8 years for us, I think, on the development side, and it's already picked back up in the last couple of years. So now we're back on doing investment properties and buying and building and developing again.
Are there
And
certain
it's
areas
fun.
in San Diego that you think are like the hot spots, and do you not want to tell anybody because then
Give you my secrets? No,
Yeah.
every area has opportunity. Every area. It's just a matter of buying it right, knowing who to hire, like our plumber here today. I'm going to definitely be giving him some calls, and having the right numbers for what you put into the house and what you're going to sell it for, or properties or whatever. I'm doing also a couple conversions again when the market shifted and they're starting to come back. So I have a project in North Park right now. It's 3 units we're converting. So it's just,
Do you focus on any one geographic area of San Diego, or are you all over the place?
San Diego's not that big to me. I think I can go from Escondido to Imperial Beach, and it may take an hour, but big deal. It's not that far to go for the right project or the right deal or the right client.
Right.
I've done stuff in Imperial Beach, and right now, yesterday I was in Oceanside looking at a little retirement community, which kind of ties into something that Jeannie, my partner, and I are kind of looking into, and that's helping elderly people downsize because it's a big, scary thing for them. And we've had an experience the last last year with a few of them, and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to pack, how to get rid of stuff. They don't know. It's not just selling their house. It's selling their entire world.
Yeah.
It's moving from something they want to be in, but they can't anymore. It's not a choice in most cases. They can't take care of themselves. They've got to go live with their kids in Kansas City or somewhere else, and they are scared to death.
That's such a niche piece
really
of the
is.
market. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about that little area of real estate where and we've got a lot of that here in San Diego.
Oh, a ton, because people are living longer.
Yeah.
And these guys are in their 90s, and they're at that point where they can't take care of themselves anymore.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just like a 5,000 square foot house that's an issue. It could be,
they've already gotten down to their condo or
right.
But the end of that money has to last them. So
exactly.
Interesting. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450, a Bloomberg radio station, streaming live on the web at financialnewsandtalk.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts Andrea Kay and Al Arias. And our guest is Anna Marie Barnard from Sand and Sea Realty. So, and one of the things I notice is it almost looks like you have experience doing virtually everything in the real estate field, which I assume falls short of commercial but stays everything in residential.
No, I've done commercial.
Wow.
I've done a couple buildings. I did an office medical building in Hillcrest, and we actually converted the 925 building downtown San Diego, a 60,000 square foot building.
Wow.
And I also was an investor partner and still are looking into a project in Long Beach that's a 30,000 square foot building. So everything you can imagine, I've kind of
So you're just fearless,
in.
basically. You got to be fearless to do that, to say, you know what, I'm going to take a leap from, residential to commercial and, or even from San Diego to Long Beach.
You have to.
Does anything scare you?
Not really. I don't think.
I love that.
Sure.
She gets
That's
my
great.
Fearless Woman of the Year award already, and it's
That's
early
great.
January.
And the thing that surprises me is, most people that grow a practice like you have grown it based on a skill or an art of delegation, and you do everything, everything hands-on.
Well, I have good help. Don't get me wrong,
Okay.
but I can and I do have part in almost everything. Like if somebody called me and it was their parents, I would go and list their property myself, and I don't delegate that out. If I get an ad call or a sign call, and I have a really good group of new agents that are in the business that I'm teaching, and I love to teach them, and I will give them the people I don't know just for them to have the experience, but I'm with them all the way from start to finish, whether I even interview and meet with the client first with them and then turn it over to them. But yeah, I pretty much do everything still, and I like that, and I want to stay involved in everything.
Right. Yeah. And I assume you guide the financing of any properties that you're selling as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
that's always the challenge. Always the challenge to deal with the the finance arm and the real estate arm, putting them together.
As well as the fact that in the middle of all that, you've got 15 independent contractors in your office that I'm sure need help and would really benefit from your 30 years of experience. So how does that come into play in your time? How do you squeeze that in?
That's the fun part for me, because then I get to pass on my knowledge and my experiences, and they can learn from me. So I meet with them once a week and just have a little class and session, and they bring me what they want to talk about or what they want help with, like whether it's how to overcome objections or how to get someone to sign in on an open house sheet. Simple things like that that actually do take talent, I have to say, because a lot of people don't want to sign in.
They want to be anonymous.
Yeah.
They want to come in
and
creep.
They don't want to be bugged.
Yeah.
I would think that the financing is extremely dynamic these days because of regulations caused by the crash, 2008 crash and like that. And I know that my clients, for example, really struggle. Small businesses, they really struggle to get financing. And if you're self-employed, trying to qualify for financing is a major problem. Is that affecting you at all?
Are you talking about buyers in the market nowadays?
Yes.
I think you're finding a little more creative financing coming back around that we saw back in the 90s, where I've actually done some seller financing where we just closed a condo downtown on Beach that the seller carried back 80% of the property. It was free and clear, and he did a carryback, so the buyer didn't have to qualify because he couldn't. He was had several businesses, and there was no way he was going to qualify for a loan. So
yeah, that's exactly what I was fishing for, because I'm pretty sure that the return that he gets over the seller financing far exceeds what you can get in the marketplace, because there's more risk, and there's reasons why you can command higher interest rates.
Well, that one was structured with a fairly reasonable interest rate, but still more than he would have gotten in the bank. But the key on that one was we got a higher price. So it offset.
Right.
And so that would, if you calculate it over the years, then your return is still higher.
Yeah, it's very strategic, very clever.
And that was my idea. Nobody thought of that. And I've done creative things from back when I was 20. I did a lease option with cash and gemstones.
Wow.
Trade.
Wow.
It was the strangest deal, but it worked. I got paid. Everybody was happy.
Yeah,
the check cashed, right?
So it's creative. I get to use my creative side on things like that.
Options are really cool because they give you walking around money. It's not taxable.
Yeah. And I've done a lot of lease options and currently have some lease options going on too.
Awesome. Hey, we're starting to run short on time. Do me a favor, tell our listeners how they can find you.
You can call me at 619-MOVE, 6683. So 619-840-MOVE.
And website that you can guide everyone to?
SandandSeaRealty.com.
SandandSeaRealty.com. Great. Well, I will tell you, I appreciate you being with us. We have a lot of realtors in this town, and I feel privileged that you've chosen us to come on our show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you. So you are listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego business and the people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find us on Facebook and let us know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.